I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, sincere Akim, that's pushing his word out in truth and sincerity. And this was an article I came across on beforeisnews.com, and the title says, U.S. now facing greatest crisis in history. It goes on to say, America is now facing the greatest crisis in its history, a crisis that could literally unleash a nuclear inferno upon our cities. This current election is the most critical election since the founding of our nation, and it represents two different paths for America's future based on two fundamentally different worldviews at a time when there are apocalyptic changes in the world, such as Russia's preparation to win World War III and what looks like an imminent conflict involving Russia, Syria, China, the US, and NATO. While America, through its corporate controlled media, focuses on peripheral issues regarding the election, Russia has evacuated 40 million Russians to underground bunkers to survive a nuclear war with America. And why is this happening? Because, Yahweh Bashar Shah is putting the spirit on Putin to get his people into underground bunkers because, I mean, they can sense that's a time of war we heading into. Everything has its purpose, like the scriptures say in Ecclesiastes, the third chapter, you know? So we in a time of war right now. And that leads me to Isaiah 9, verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this should be with burning and fury of fire. And that's leading up to this World War III, this nuclear holocaust, as some people would say. And it's coming. Back to the article, it says, in addition, the potential of a global financial meltdown increases every day as Europe and its banks face collapse due to serious problems with the Deutsche Bank and the Italian and Greek banks. The American major media, which is controlled by just six corporations, is doing its best to conceal these dangers from the American public and continues to broadcast its three-ring circus of sexual scandals to help rid the election. The media and the elite in both political parties cannot speak about World War III and the real economic crisis because they are totally controlled by the globalist elite. There is never any in-depth or serious coverage or discussion of who is creating these economic problems or wars because they are all directly connected to the globalists, starting with the Rothschilds on down to the other elite banking families. And it says basically, if you want to keep your job at a cable news network or as one of the heads of the Republican Party or Democratic Party, you agree to go along with the globalist program and do not bite the hand that feeds you. Right now, the crisis going on in the Republican Party is not really about vulgar sexual remarks. The real divide is between those who are controlled by the globalist elite and those who are not. Tragically, the American people are in great danger that is being concealed from them as China may go into a major economic crisis which can spread globally. The reality is Russia is leading the move to kill the dollar, which is a petrodollar currency, meaning until recently, all the major nations of the world have agreed to purchase oil in US dollars. Now, Iran, Syria no longer purchase or sell oil with American dollars. Russia's Putin has executed a strategy to get nations not to use the dollar for oil, and Iran and Syria are selling their oil for gold, and Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa have joined as the BRICS nation. This leaves the Federal Reserve and related European central banks without backing for the dollar. America is hanging on the edge of a financial cliff with over $22 trillion in debt and $240 trillion in unfunded liabilities. Added to that, American banks have a $1.5 trillion derivatives debt, yet the globalists control media and politicians hide this overwhelming threat from the average American through nonsensical and cartoon-like news coverage. Yeah, that's why the elders always say that watching these um, mainstream news media is like CNN. It's just like it's really like Network. They're not really actually telling you the truth. They're not reaching deep down the surface and letting the American people know what's really happening behind this American corporation. So they basically give you bullshit like what's going on in Hollywood, in the sports area, all these different sex scandals going on, but they're not really telling you what's happening behind the financial part of America, or the nuclear warfare that's coming to America, things of that such, because they don't want the American people to panic, and they just want to continue to keep the people dumbed down. That basically links up with how the dumbing down America, and going back to the earlier part in this paragraph, how it's just going on about how America's financial cliff with over $22 trillion in debt and $240 trillion in unfunded liabilities. I mean, that leads up to the scripture right here in Habakkuk. And this is Habakkuk 2:6. Should not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that laded himself with thick clay. And this is talking about Esau, these Edomites right here, the so-called white people, mainly the elites, the ones that's basically in control of this whole American system and the entire planet right now. And how he laid himself with thick clay, you look up at that word in the Hebrew, it goes into like heavy debt. So that's why you see America's in this financial crisis right now, because everything is spiritual. It always go back to the scriptures that America's going to fall financially. And pretty soon it's going to fall physically by nuclear warfare. Going back to the article, I'm just going to jump down. It says, let's see, America is now in grave crisis, and there must be immediate changes to prevent our nation from sinking like the Titanic. And this is the pride of these so-called white people. They think out of all the wickedness that America has been doing, basically since it's been a nation, they think they can just really just change America. Going down this paragraph right here, just going on. I'm not going to read it. Just basically just telling how the American people, if they turn back from their ways, that maybe they can just save America again. They want America to go back to them good old days, and that's not going to happen. America was set for a time for it to rule, and it's time now. It's coming for it to fall. We at the very ending of America's downfall. We are all witnessing this. You know, and that leads me to Jeremiah 51, started 7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. How he made the earth drunken with all its philosophies. They push all their democracies on each nation that they conquer, and they want that country to live as American ways. That's why you see these so-called Arabs or the other nations. They wear ties and suits now, or these you see they women dressed like sluts, how American women are dressing now, and but mainly through how the earth is drunken through America's philosophies, homosexuality. That's a very heavy vibration that America has on these other nations. It says the nations had drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so, she may be healed. And it goes on to say, we will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. And that's what these so-called Edomites are trying to do right now. That's why it says America is now in grave crisis, and there must be immediate changes to prevent our nation from sinking like the Titanic. Because they want to heal America. I mean, and most of these Edomites, not all of them, they know something is not right here. You know, they got some type of sense to see that America is not going the way as a country or as a country it used to be. Financially wise and things of that such. Well, our people, the 12 tribes of Israel, they don't give a damn. They basically on that party and bullshit mentality, and that's going to catch up to them as well. So that was like a quick article I found right there, and I hope you brothers were edified. I'm gonna leave the link, under the video. Just like give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, sincere Akim out there. Keep man. We almost out of here. Shalom.